What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Fun Dads. We still have the DeAndre Swift jersey. When we hit 2K, we're going to be giving it away to one of you guys. We're going to be doing waiver pickups. Now, this week is an important week. Of course, we are getting prepped for the playoffs. In fact, I'm probably going to be doing a specific episode for the playoffs because there are some teams that are 9-3, 10-2, or they've already clinched their division. Now they're preparing for the playoffs. And right now, it's like sometimes you don't even need the extra win. Right now, you'd rather save it for week 15, 16, 17, like when you actually need it. And so there's an important strategy, important pickups to do kind of now into next week because other teams are going to be fighting for those playoff spots. They're going to be thinking 1 week ahead. They're going to be thinking at that current week, and you can think weeks ahead, which gives you such an incredible strategy that people just throw to the wayside. And it makes no sense to me why they just throw it to the wayside. But let's go through some of the pickups now. Alexander Madison, of course, is the top pickup now that Cook is supposed to miss 2 games. That's huge. This is playoff time. Alexander Madison is going to be a better running back than maybe a Chuba Hubbard or even like a Jamal Williams, in my opinion. I think Alexander Madison has shown that he can contribute at a low-end RB1 value when Dalvin Cook is gone. And so Alexander Madison is the number 1 pickup, but he's rostered in 50% of the leagues, which means he's probably rostered in actually 70% of active leagues, 80% of active leagues. They count all these non-active leagues that people literally just start. And then there's some leagues that they literally, it's like best ball, you draft and you can't even pick up players. So that's probably why it's like some of these people, their roster percentages are all weird and goofy and stuff like that. Or if you're in guillotine leagues, it makes roster percentages crazy. And if you don't know what a guillotine league is, I definitely want to do one next year. We'll talk about that, but not now. We won't talk about that now. The next one we're going to talk about is Chuba Hubbard, if he's available, and into the Jamal Williams. If you have these running backs that are going to fill in for a couple of weeks, these are important pickups to do. Dontre Hilliard, Deontay Foreman, you flip a coin. If I had to pick one, I would go with Hilliard just because he seems to be like the hotter running back that's going to be coming up through the system. He didn't show anything at Cleveland, but now he seems like he actually pretty well this last week. I would pick him over Deontay Foreman. I keep wanting to say Devontae, because there's Devonta Smith and Javonte Williams. You got the Devontaes and the Javantes and all these things, and apparently he's just Deonta Foreman. So receivers, be on the lookout for Dallas wide receivers. The Dallas team, first of all, Lamb is supposed to be back. Cooper is supposed to be back as well, but if one of them seems to not play, Cedric Wilson could be that kind of deep play because Zeke might not perform either. So he actually might be out, and so Tony Pollard's taken in pretty much every league. He would be basically, if you just go through the top players, and if you see an injury, you just say, who's the backup to that injury? In fact, that's what I actually know somebody that literally, that's all he does. He's like, oh, who's hurt? Who's questionable? If somebody's questionable or doubtful, then I'm going to be taking that backup. And so, like, Foster Moreau is the tight end pickup of the week because Darren Waller, potentially week to week. And if he's week to week, you have Foster Moreau, who they loved using the tight end. Foster Moreau is a serviceable tight end, and people are in desperate need for tight ends. And if you haven't picked up Logan Thomas already, which he's going to be rostered in a ton of these leagues, you have to roster Logan Thomas is above Foster Moreau. But these are players, again, that we told you 2-3 weeks ago, start picking these players up. Start picking up Alexander Madison if he's dropped. Pollard, which he probably isn't dropped because he's actually a serviceable handcuff. But even if Chuba Hubbard is dropped, or even like the J.D. McKissicks, or the Hines, or even like a deeper one that's probably available on a lot is Samaje Perine. Like, these running backs need to be picked up, and I don't even know how many times I have to say handcuffs are that important, but they are so important. And if you're a team that doesn't need a running back, let's just say you don't need somebody you have healthy running backs, which is probably not many of you, but let's just say you don't need, or you already won your division. This is the time to say, I don't need these running backs that are going to help me out for a week or two. I need to start thinking about playoffs. I need to start thinking about my own team and how to best perform, or how to get my team to best perform. I don't need Jamal Williams for 2 weeks or a week. I need the backup, my handcuff. And that is what I need. I can burn my waiver priority or my fab at other times when I desperately need it. And so I can, if you guys play with defenses, you can start looking at defenses. Those are some things too. We'll talk about which ones to start targeting as well, and some players that are going to be looking well into the playoff kind of schedule. 15, 16, 17. Or 16, 17 for some of you that have bye weeks. Because we have a bye week, and I'm literally a win away and clinch it, and then I'll be on to week 16. I get to have kind of 2 free weeks, which is kind of nice to have in fantasy football. And then to just take a breather the last week of the regular season and the first week in playoffs, just watch everyone else just battle to the death. So wide receivers, I mean, there is not much out there. There really isn't. You can look at it. Westbrook, of course, of Tennessee is a option, especially A.J. Brown on IR. But it's like you're looking at options that are just not great. You can look at even the Denver wide receivers. If somebody has dropped Judy or dropping Sutton, those are some hey, those might be dropped players that you can start picking up. Van Jefferson is a player that we really liked, and he's potentially a player that was dropped because of the bye weeks and stuff like that, and maybe he is on the waiver wire, kind of same with Odell Beckham, but likely those two are taken as well. And so waivers are going to be tough. And so this is where if you're even a running back team, this is a perfect example. Boston Scott, if you're a team that desperately needs a win, he would be an option to pick up because Miles Sanders was not showing a bunch in the second half. If you're a playoff team, don't even think about touching him. You don't need him. Unless you're somehow, I'm trying to think of even an example. No, you don't need him. You don't need Boston Scott. Miles Sanders will be back, whether it's he plays this week or next week, or just stay away from the Eagles' backfield. Really do. I think the Eagles have bye week next week even, so it's just the Eagles' performance the next 2 weeks is going to be nothing. So you don't want that. And we've already talked about it plenty of times. Trade for some of these rookies that you feel like are going to start hitting. I traded for Jalen Waddle literally the last week because I needed Jalen Waddle. And now look at Jalen Waddle. Now his value, of course, has skyrocketed a lot because of a huge performance, his best performance of his career so far. And sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you end up with a Henry Ruggs of last year, not this year, not 156 mile per hour Henry Ruggs. This is Henry Ruggs' rookie year, where you kept thinking, oh, it's going to happen, and it just never did. And even Jerry Jeudy, it was it just never got to the point. And same with even CeeDee Lamb had some ups and downs, and then, of course, Dak being hurt definitely hurt him. But then you have players like Justin Jefferson who skyrocketed. That was after a quarter of the season. And now you have players like Devontae Smith who might be available. That might be a good option there, or Rashad Bateman, or Elijah Moore, who's already been breaking out, and Rondale Moore is somebody that, again, I think will perform better when Kyler Murray is back, so he is an option as well. So they just a lot of just mumbo jumbo thrown at you. We're gonna take a little side tour. All right, so I have some new cards. I got a cool card that I wanted to show you guys because I'm a Viking fan. It is a triple. What is this one ranked? 4 out of 75. It's Jamar Chase, Terrace Marshall Jr., and Justin Jefferson. As you see, I got a bunch of different cards up here as well, but I thought that was a really cool card. Let's see what else I got. I mean, I got some Javonte love. I like Javonte. I got one Javonte. I got an Origins Javonte as well. Is that one numbered? The other one is. I think the other one's 390 out of 399. No, 99. 58 out of 99. Some other cool stuff, too. Some Jet stuff. I got Elijah Moore. I got Michael Carter. I got some other stuff, too. Kyle Pitts and stuff like that. And all different cards up there. Justin Jefferson rookie. Even some cool old stuff like... Can you recognize... him, Mr. Timmy, Tom Brady, and of course, Shaquille, and of course, I'm a Viking fan, so we got Mr. Culpepper. What else? Yeah, there's some other stuff up there too. Yeah, a bunch of Minnesota things. And everyone always wonders why. Well, where is it? Joel Prisbilla. Why I have a bunch of Joel Prisbilla stuff, and that's because he was a Monticello boy. That's where I'm born and raised. Oh. And this is always a cool card. Barry Sanders. Probably not worth much. 1989. But, oh well. Still a cool card to have. I have all sorts of different other cards too. Comment if you grew up collecting cards. I did. That was one of my favorite things. Probably my most expensive card to date right now is a Kirby Puckett signed card because of his death and everything like that. But I don't even know how much it's worth at this point. I need to add some stuff. So, Man Cave. Got this stuff. And then, of course, gave away a Judy jersey. And then I got sad that I gave one away. So then I had to buy another one. So, of course, I had to buy another one. But I need some... I got to find some room. Oh. Cards. All the way up there. And then you get a tour of the man cave today. And so, shot glasses, collect those. I have always collected those. Got a cool, like, light-up sign. Those, like, birthday stuff that I... Woo! Oh, maybe I should do a video over here. I think a video over here would be kind of cool. My most sad possession, a Chris Dunn basketball. Yeah. If it was at Andrew Wiggins, that would have been sweet. But I bought that ball for, like, gosh, it was like $15 at some sort of auction thing. And there was a picture frame with it, but I think it broke. Yeah, kind of sad. Kind of sad. And then, hopefully, Dalvin, hopefully no domestic stuff happens there. And I need a new one. I need a new jersey. It's just a cool yellow. I love the yellow jersey. I need a new yellow jersey. But I got Harry, of course, and the Diggs. Harry and Diggs. And this is the one that we bowed down to after the Minneapolis Miracle, me and some of my friends. We were praying to the Diggs jersey for more luck. But yeah, so that is the tour of the man cave. I need some more stuff. I can't add any Packer stuff, sorry. I'm not going to do that. Oh, and apparently my dad gave me this. I guess it is from 1987, so it's got a little dirty. Of course, all my card stuff. And then when I die... Oh, the Vikings... I'd like the Vikings to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one more time. And they always do. All right, this is Marcus with Dynasty Fun. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Peace out. See you tomorrow.